A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 13. I'm Ritvika Gupta and you're watching our special weekend edition Super Achievers Making New India powered by VoiceWhat. Today's episode is all about how India is reinventing itself as a digital powerhouse, and helping us decode this transformation are two leading change makers. In the first segment, we speak to Deepak N G, Managing Director, India, Dassault Systèmes. And in the second segment, a conversation lined up with Abhishek Rungta, founder and CEO, IndusNet Technologies. Now, India is rapidly emerging as a global hub for digital engineering, and at the forefront of this transformation is Dassault Systèmes, driving innovation across aerospace, mobility, manufacturing, and smart cities. Joining us to unpack how this revolution is taking shape is Deepak N G, Managing Director, India, Dassault Systèmes. My colleague Srija MS brings you this conversation. Listen in.
India is transforming the way it designs, builds, and innovates. The country's Industry 4.0 market is set to reach $17.4 billion by 2033, while the 3D printing market is projected to grow from $707 million in 2024 to $4.3 billion by then. Amid this transformation, Dassault Systèmes stands out as a technology-driven company creating virtual twins that power human-centric and sustainable innovation across industries. From 3D modeling and generative design to model-based systems engineering and simulation applications, their services enable businesses to design and deliver smarter products. Guided by the vision to make the virtual world improve the real one, Dassault continues to shape the future of design and innovation. Thank you, Mr. Deepak, for joining us here on this special episode.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Well, I wanted to start off to ask you with respect to, the Dassault Systèmes 3D experience, and now including the 3D universes as well, in terms of driving the AI adoption and transformation across industrial landscape. Now, how is this transforming as far as your 3D experience platform is concerned?
So if you look at Dassault Systèmes, way back, 40 years back when they started, they looked at how we can actually build components in digital environment where it can be assessed and then viewed and then do some experiments. So now that journey started with not only restricting to building components, but there was a time where we kind of looked at how I can prepare the entire assembly and look at how the entire product or entire the end object looked like.
Right.
Now, while doing that, there were multiple applications. Like we had CATIA, Simulia, SolidWorks, Innovia, Delmia. So each application had its own speciality in terms of what it can do, right from designing to simulation to manufacturing to collaboration. Now, what we did, it's important to have this application on a common platform.
Right.
So that's where the 3D experience platform was born.
Okay.
So once the 3D experience platform was born, all these applications were actually on top of this 3D experience platform. And universe is very special because it's like virtual plus real. Right. So that's how the 3D universe was born. And then now today, most of our customers are leveraging the 3D experience platform where the applications are serving the purpose, and then also bringing this 3D universe context in terms of not only look at a holistic way with the real-time, real-world evidences, but also helping to adopt, which is nothing but the latest topic, what we call as AI.
The AI as the buzz.
AI.
Then I must ask you with respect to how the Dassault system has grown from a small spin-off to what we're talking about is 6.21 billion euros as a global leader. Now, it's more important to understand in terms of the India's growth strategy, right? Now, what's driving that growth strategy, and how do you see the region's growth or the role as far as the company's global vision is concerned?
It's equally important as an organization. I'm talking about the global Dassault Systèmes as an organization to look at well in advance what we can contribute to our customers for their sustainable innovation. We are in a continuous work to enhance and bring something state-of-the-art technology for our customers, not only to design what they want to do today, but what they want to launch 5 years down the line. You're talking about India.
Yes.
So India per se, yes, India started with reasonably good contributor to the Dassault Systèmes global vision. Particularly if I have to talk about something what we have seen as a really drastic change which happened is post-COVID.
Okay.
Like for example, how we can contribute to Make in India, Design in India, Design India for the world, and also like, the Skill India, and then support with Digital India in terms of providing the right technology for the collaboration and then project management. So all these put together, we've been growing very on a higher double digit, which actually really made Dassault Systèmes India also to contribute what the global vision is all about.
Okay, taking it forward from what you were talking about, Make in India, right? I want to try and understand how exactly Dassault Systèmes has been supporting India's Atmanirbhar Bharat, the vision over there, and more importantly, especially to do with the sectors like your aerospace and defense.
When we were actually working closely with most of our customers, right? So majority of the time it was mostly focused on the design part of it. I'm talking about the core OEMs where they're the product companies in India.
Okay.
Now, what happened with these initiatives is there is a clear vision on how do I enhance my production? How do I improve or optimize what I'm doing? How do I save cost? And what am I contributing to the sustainability? Am I leaving less carbon footprint? So all these topics started to kick in with the organizations. When they have that in their key objective and agenda, then obviously the set of applications what we had, or the set of solutions what we had, started to kind of penetrate into Indian market also. So how can we actually help organizations to look at assess everything in the virtual world and then make it in the real world? So this is where organizations started to link with their Make in India context and support it. Now if I have to talk about aerospace and defense you touched upon. In aerospace and defense you look at the amount of companies who are actually really creating, right from the established PSUs or a government establishment where they're making airplanes, and there are companies we know satellites making in the government establishment. Also there are a lot of private players,
right?
And then drones, and not only, just don't call them as private players, they're the startups. There are a lot of startups. So now how this entire ecosystem can be kind of supported is what we looked at. So our solutions on cloud really helped them to fast track some of the design innovation and then do it.
If you can also share a few examples, this is with respect to how virtual modeling is helping Indian smart cities tackle urban challenges. Of course, we have been talking about, the traffic management or sustainable infrastructure. So if you can, throw more light on that.
If I have to look at when I started to leveraging these applications while designing, right? Always we thought of building a 3D.
Right.
Now, if you look at that, the whole thought process is when somebody can build the entire product. I mean, if I have to name, take aircraft for that matter, the commercial aircrafts. And Dassault Systèmes is so proud that every single aircraft manufacturer, they have leveraged our application. They have leveraged our solutions, our 3D experience platform. So that means when we know that such a complicated, huge product or an end object can be modeled and then simulated and then virtually looked upon how does it behave,
right?
Can we apply the same logic for the projects? Projects is nothing but building cities. City consists of your flyover, your stadiums, your roads, your river, your lights. There are many. And just imagine, can we give a virtual environment for urban planners to build their full city?
Okay.
Not just a representation. So think of these scenarios, and these scenarios is something which we can build, and this is where we are helping most of the government establishments both in India and then outside India. Similarly, when I have full city, then use cases I can simulate traffic, I can simulate street lights, I can simulate where do I have to create a park. So everything can be done once you have that city. So this is what we are doing to build virtual cities.
Well, Mr. Deepak, on a lighter note, right? I mean, you were talking about there's a simulation, there's a different scenarios that you come up with. Have you found solutions for traffic management?
No, see, again, the question is, yes, there are solutions cannot be found. There is nothing which says that, okay, fine, there is a huge traffic here in Bangalore or in Pune or in Delhi. Can we eliminate?
That's been the perennial problem,
exactly.
Right?
Now, you need to really look at how do you plan your city? Again, there has to be continuous improvement, and we need to simulate and see how do I kind of put right tracks, improve my public transportation, expand my roads. So these are the planning which needs to be done. Then automatically things will be taken care of. And having said that, traffic problem is everywhere, whether it is in India or outside India.
Absolutely. So coming back to our question, You have completed 5 years as the managing director, and you have been leading the operations as far as the fastest growing region is concerned. Now, my question is, what have been your biggest lessons in scaling Dassault Systems and the presence here in India?
To start with, the first and foremost thing, I'm fortunate to represent Dassault Systems because of the technology what it can offer, right? Purpose is to ensure that we simulate in advance, we assess well in advance on how to do that. So this is something which fascinated as an individual. So as an organization, I was fortunate to continuously, I'm very fortunate to work with a great team.
Okay.
And I took over this responsibility exactly the same year when COVID kicked in.
Oh, yes.
So it was 2020. I started my role on January 1st, and March is what the entire world see, that actually really helped in a way to understand everyone in terms of what's going on, how do we take care of people, how do we really work together. So all of them have actually really helped in transforming.
What pivotal moment shaped your transition from design engineer to business leader, and what advice would you give engineers aspiring to make a similar leap?
There is nothing called shortcut.
Yeah.
Okay, that one should really understand. With the current setup, what we have been seeing, of course, everyone wants to get whatever they want in a whatever pace or whatever the fastest way. So that's not the case. The important aspect what I tell all youngsters, and which has helped me also, is keep sharpening your skills at every stage, but also you should be strong in your base in terms of what is your strength. Your strength is maybe a design engineer, and I know the concepts of design. I know what are the applications and technologies are required for designing, and understand what is the purpose of that. Once you have that basics done, then you have to just apply in different areas. In a simple word, if I have to tell, is don't give up learning, no matter whatever format, whether you continue to join some school or college to learn when you're working, or you read, or most importantly, learn from your colleagues. So I'm of the opinion that you can learn from anyone, anywhere. If you're ready to accept that, if you're ready to take that as an interesting knowledge which you can gain, nobody can stop your growth. That's what I can say.
Well, that was a very insightful conversation. Thank you, Mr. Deepak, for speaking to.
Thank you very much.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned.